Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Whatukura Podcast, your go-to spot for real talk, fresh ideas, and stories that will inspire you to level up. I'm Tuati, your host, here to vibe with you on chasing dreams, breaking barriers, to celebrating the culture that makes us who we are. We're about keeping it real, having fun, and sparking change. You ready to dive in? Let's make it happen. Sweetest, kia ora, welcome to the Whatukura Podcast. What's your name?
Kia ora, my name is Cwyntin.
And Cwyntin, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Firstly, I'm a young papa. I've got one boy. His name is Micah. I'm a proud father.
Yeah.
I've got a beautiful partner at home who looks after the house. I actually come from the trades background, so I'm a qualified plasterer. I finished my qualification and then jumped on board with Whatukura and got the opportunity to share my experiences with the rangatai. So.
Sweet as. And what does a typical day in your role look like? What kind of stuff do you do?
So, firstly, I'd arrive here before the tauira, 6:30, bang on, making sure they arrive on time, have breakfast together, even kānoi ki te kānoi, see them face to face, meet them, meet their whānau, take tauira to sites, give them the full exposure to the industry and what that looks like for them, and yeah.
Sweet as. Awesome. So, for anyone on the other side of the camera that may not know what Whatukura is, could you just give us a little rundown or a little explanation of what Whatukura actually does?
Yeah, so from the foundation, this is a whānau orientated or whānau business. The director, Stu Lawrence, and his kids, Tuati, Ha'ami, his beautiful wife, Whai Robbie, all play a huge part in this kaupapa. And so basically, Whatukura, we foster for our tauira o rangatai, help support them into the opportunities.
Yeah, sweet as. So, as Cwyntin said, as you said, bro, as we're all like one whānau, our whānau, then you and your brother as well, Shem, also on board with us. I feel like that's a really good space for our tauira to come through because they'll also receive their aroha and their whakawhanaungatanga and all that kind of support. Like if you were going into a normal, I guess, kind of course where you kind of like university or like Wintec or something like that, where you don't get as much of that support or aroha or a place where you can express and be yourself.
Yes,
I feel like that's really good about us. So, as a tradie with a qualification, what's your advice to other people between the ages of 18 to 28 looking to get into the trades? What's like your one piece of advice?
One piece of advice, I think just stick to it. If your mind sets and you're very passionate about the trade that you're wanting to do, just stick to it. There was a couple of challenges for me in the trades industry. Firstly, it was so hard for me to get a trade. Yeah. I wish having this opportunity, looking at rangatai, I wish I had the support that I went through. But back then, I went through it all by myself, and it was quite hard.
Yeah.
So I think just sticking to it, bro, and just be passionate about it.
What inspired you to get into plastering?
So when I was 18, I jumped on board, but before then, I hated being inside. I was a physical person. I love working with my hands, so I didn't want to be indoors and just seeing everyone, enjoy their weekends. I wanted to do that, so that's what made me push for the trade.
Sweet as. And a lot of people say, like, real controversial statement that people say is getting into a trade is for people that couldn't get into university. What's your thoughts on that? That's a pretty wild statement if you ask me.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Well, looking at it this way, my friends went into university. They're still in the university. A couple of them finished their law degree. And by the time they finished their law degree, I was already a qualified plasterer. I made more money than them that they could make right now. Yeah. So I think university is actually a waste of time, to be honest. And I'd push more, as a young person, I'd push more towards the trades.
Yeah, like you said, you did you got your degree, or you got your qualifications, and after that you can go do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
And if you choose to fall back onto that, you can get back into plastering,
That's it.
start up your own business like that. Well, other people around your age are still in massive debt, still studying in university. So I feel like trades that's a good pathway to get down to. What's something you wish you knew before you got into your trade?
I wish I knew about kaupapas like this.
Yeah.
It was hard doing things on your own. The only support that I had was my partner. And yet, you know, throughout the trades, sometimes that tested our relationship. Coming home and sometimes angry, but then still having her in my back pocket, bro. She still supported me throughout my journey, and now I'm here today.
Sweet as. So, over the 10 to 8 week course that we run in Whatukura, what's usually your favourite part?
My favourite part, bro, would be when they're in employment. And they go into their apprenticeship career. That'll be my favourite part, knowing that not only we did our job, but to see them thrive as rangatahi, to see them thrive for what they want to do in life. That's the most rewarding part of this journey.
Yeah, it makes it worth it too, especially when you see them come into the office for the first time and you send them out after into their trades. It's good. It's a pretty rewarding experience,
Yeah, it is.
especially when you get to shake the hands at the graduation. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so as a qualified tradie, obviously you've probably done a bit of work with AI. I hope you have. Do you see AI getting integrated into the trade space?
Eventually, yes. Yes, I do see it. Back then, I never knew what AI was until I jumped onto Whatukura.
Oh, really?
But yes, I do see it. It's emerging quickly, and now I use it on a day-to-day basis, and it helps me quite a bit. But I do see it happening in the trades, especially my trade. Robotic stuff or AI helping assist our tradesmen. See it happening.
Okay. Out of your time of being with Whatukura, what's the funniest thing you've seen or the funniest experience you've had?
Well, there's a guy called Tuati and his TikToks, and that really, keeps me on my feet every day, just seeing my bro's TikToks.
No, that's crazy. That's wild. Okay.
Everything's all aroha and love at Whatukura.
Yeah.
I just love coming here every day and showing up. This is probably the only job I'd come to every day.
Yo, facts.
When you're back in the trades, might call in sick every now and then.
Yeah. Nah, it's good. It's good coming and see you guys too. You and Shem, me and Hami and the two Taiapa brothers, we get along pretty well. So I feel like that's an awesome environment to come into. And I was talking to Hami before about how we're all like into that sports life and all into that young life kind of person. Like Shem's a bodybuilder, you play touch for New Zealand, me and Hami both play rugby league, do other sports as well. So I feel like we can relate a lot to our tauira.
Exactly. Yep.
We've been in the same space and you've gone through the same journey that they're about to go through. So I feel like that's such an amazing support mechanism for them. Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. If you were to describe yourself as one trade tool that you've used or that you know of, what tool would that be and why?
I'd have to say a grinder.
A grinder, why's that?
Just grind every day, bro. Grinding every day for my family, for myself.
Yeah.
And it brings the personality out of me. I'd rather grind for something that I love and passionate about than rather be a hammer and just plod along with every nail in life. So,
yeah, that's awesome. And I asked Simon the same question before, but I'm going to ask you too. Because we're a family business, my parents have given me like a lot of inspiration and stuff like that, but what's a piece of advice that your parents have given you that's really helped you on push through in life? If you can't answer that, then what's one piece of advice you received from someone else that's really helped you on in life? If it be from your siblings, someone you know.
I'd say for them, they always tell me to don't give up.
Yeah.
There's one part of my apprenticeship that I was going to give up. It was because of a financial state. because I went over the 12-month mark and it was free,
Yeah.
I went over the 12 months and I didn't get qualified within it. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to pay $700 just to carry on my apprenticeship. So I was about to give it up. And so just having that support from them also just bumped my grind.
Yeah. I think that's awesome because, you know, a lot of Tauita, they get into apprenticeships or get into trades, and like when it's good to start off with, but then as you start to work your way up or keep going, like it starts to become harder, especially those early morning wake ups. Having to arrive there every day and just grind. So I think that's awesome. Okay, what's another experience? What is the craziest thing you've seen on a work site working in the trades? I've heard that there's been a lot of crazy things that have happened on work sites before, but what's the craziest thing you've had, or crazy experience you've had?
Crazy experience. I was actually on a 3-meter ceiling, working at heights, sort of, on stilts. Myself, personally, I fell off the stilts, and if you can walk on stilts, it's crazy. There was wet plaster on the ground, and I was walking on stilts comfortably, but at 3 meters high, it's high, bro. And so I slipped over, fell on my back, and that was probably one experience for me. But what I saw was, I actually seen a builder's frame fall on an apprentice. It was the foreman's fault. It wasn't, somehow stable in that. So I did see that happen on site. And also some stuff that scaffolders use, falling down from heights, bro.
Damn,
it's pretty crazy what happens.
That's crazy. Well, when you fell off, did you get injured?
Yeah, I got injured. I hurt my back, and I fell straight onto my back, and I held my head up just to hold my head.
Yo.
But it was mama and so.
How long were you in the hospital for?
I wasn't in hospital, luckily, but I did take some time off for it.
Oh, damn. And last question, what is your favourite part about being part of the Whatukura whānau? What's your favourite part about the Whatukura whānau?
Probably just being part of the whānau, to be honest. You guys set that environment, a safe environment for me and my brother, and we'd give all our love back to you. So just being here every day with you just makes us happy, really.
Sweet as. And one more question, actually. To any future Tauita that might be across the other side of the camera, what's one thing they should know before coming on here? One thing they should know, and some of the requirements for coming on to Whatukura too. Yeah,
so some of the requirements, pass the drug test, full license, minimum restricted, it's the employer's demand. Minimum restricted, 17 to 24 years old, we cater or foster for. And what was the first question?
One thing they should know. One thing out of everything, one thing they should know.
One thing they should know from me is that I've got their back. Throughout their journey, from the day they start here in Whatukura to whenever they want me to finish our relationship between the Tauita and myself, I'll always have their back.
Kia ora, thank you so much, Cwyntin. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Whatukura Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with me, Tuati, and being part of the journey. If you're loving the vibe, don't keep it to yourself. Share the podcast with your crew, post it on your socials, and tag us at Whatukura Ltd. Let's spread the word, keep building this amazing community together. Catch you next time. Same players, same energy. Stay inspired.